back to the channel. As always, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Now, as you guys know, the last book I went over was I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. And I hope you guys genuinely went to get the book. It really is an amazing book. But for this next book we're going over today, it is called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. But another great book. I read this before, long before I read I Will Teach You to Be Rich. This is another book that I've actually given out. I didn't buy some of this book, but I lended some of this book. And of course I have now, so I can actually, have the book with me. But enough of that. This is an amazing book. It really is an eye opener, or I should say a mind opener. It goes over a plethora of things that really help you understand the psychology of money. I really cannot explain it enough, so we're going to get straight into it. One of the first takeaways, one of the key things with this book is learning that money is a mindset. Money is more of a mindset thing than you really truly understand. When it comes to why you make your decisions, why are you spending this much money each and every month, it all comes down to your mind. It's not just about how much money you have. It's the mindset behind the money that is causing you to spend or to make the decision that you're currently making. And once you learn that, once you recognize that, it is going to help you better off down the line in your future. Because now you probably spend money sometimes impulsively. You may have a certain situation and now you decide, oh, I'm going to have a bigger lifestyle, I'm going to spend more money. And you're not conscious of it. To put it plain, you're not conscious of it. But what something he goes over is once you do uncover that, once you open that thought process, it is going to better help you. Not better help you. It's going to help you better in the future and how to deal with money from now on. Because now you are aware, okay, these are some factors for why I'm spending so much money, or maybe spending so little money. And now I can work around that. I can work with that. Because of course you don't want to just throw it to the side and say, I'm just going to be a completely different person now. I'm just going to be complete 180. No. You want to say, okay, this is why I'm doing the things I'm doing. Okay, let me add that in. Let me actually have that as a contributing factor. And now I can work with this. I can make better decisions knowing this. And again, use it to your advantage. I love that. That's one of the first things he brings up in the book is money being a mindset. Again, it is not all about how much money you make or how much little money you do make. It really is a mindset thing. And again, it's another book you can just get on Amazon. It really is an amazing read. I'm gonna keep saying throughout this whole book, suggest getting this book. I'll leave it a link down below for you guys to get it. But seriously, money is a mindset. Another thing he goes over that pairs along with that is how our personal experiences is another huge contributing factor to why we spend the way we spend. Again, mindset, right? It all goes back to the mindset. Maybe it was a parent was in a lot of debt, so you don't like use credit cards, right? Or maybe your parents spent a lot of money growing up, so now you want to match that same lifestyle. That is truly what the case is for a lot of people. Typically, we want to match our parents, or we want to do the exact opposite of our parents. It's just plain and simple. I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want to be struggling like my parents, so I'm going to do this instead. Oh, I want to be like my parents, so I'm going to do this too. I want to upkeep with their lifestyle. I don't want to be seen as less than, right? It goes back to one of the books that I've mentioned before, Millionaire Next Door, how certain kids, well, the parents contribute to this. They want their kids to keep up with their lifestyle, or the kids are just so used to their lifestyle that they feel like they are kind of like they earned it in a sense, like they deserve, all right? And they really didn't. So now they're trying to live a lifestyle that they cannot afford. Again, it's so important to talk about. A lot of people don't talk about it enough at all. But truly, your experiences is what's going to define your lifestyle. I know for me, I'm not going to put anyone on the spot, but I know there's a reason why I operate the way I operate. I do not want to be caught in the same predicaments as other people that I've known have been in. And it's just that simple. Because I was able to see that firsthand, I don't want that for myself. Now, for other people, I see this great wealth, I see this great success, I want that for myself. And then they don't realize that they just can't afford that. There's more to it than just being able to have this lifestyle. You have to be able to afford it. You have to be able to upkeep it. Because affording is not just having the money. You have to be able to upkeep it. Okay? So it's another great point that he brings up in this book. Again, your personal experiences is one of, if not the biggest contributing factor to the reason that you live the way you do when it comes to your financial life. Now, I think in our Teach You to Be Rich review, I brought this up, and I wasn't able to give you the person's name, nor was I able to give you the exact number, right? And this next point that it goes over is that time is an important factor in investing. Meaning, the more time you invest, the more the more you're gonna get in return. And we're gonna read this together, okay? Truly, we're going to read this together because I want you guys to know the exact number. Yes, I have the book right on me, and we're gonna read this together, okay? And I said trillions. I said because I couldn't remember. I just know it's a lot of money. But again, let's read, okay? Oh, his name is James Simmons, by the way. And that's the guy I told you that if you haven't watched the video, watch the video. I'll Teach You to Be Rich review, and we went over this. How there was a guy who gets more returns than Warren Buffett, and they talked about in this book, The Psychology of Money, that if he would have started investing at the same time, he would have so much money, right? So, if James Simmons had earned his 66 annual returns for the 70-year span Buffett has built his wealth, he would be worth, and this is literally what he says, please hold your breath. Now, I'm not even going to do that. 63 quintillion, 900 quadrillion, 781 trillion, 780 billion, 748,160,000. I'm gonna read it again. Just so you it really gets so it really registers. Also, it wasn't in the I'll Teach You to Be Rich video. I remember now it was in the investing video. Why it's so important to invest, I believe. But 63 quintillion, 900 quadrillion, 781 trillion, 780 billion, 748,160,000. I'll put the book down now because you guys get the point. Now, just imagine that, right? One, I don't even know if that much money exists. I mean, it probably does, right? It has to exist, right? Does it? Maybe in our whole lifespan of, entire economy. But yeah, think about that. Really think about that. Now, as I said in the investment video, are any of us going to get that? No, we're not. None of us are getting that. 99.9999% chance that we're not going to ever get that. But it really does display the value of time when it comes to compound interest, which is something that he goes over in this book. It is very important to start investing young, okay? Because when you talk about potential upside, it's to the potential's to the max. I mean, it really just flabbergasted me right now, and I've read it. I already know what it was, but rereading it drove me insane because I forgot it was that much. But again, when it comes to investing, when it comes to compound interest, time is a huge factor. You need to start investing when you're young. It really is important. It's really important in obtaining wealth for the long run, because when you're older, what you have to do is actually put in a lot more money to be able to see those type of returns. When you're young, you don't have to put as much money in. That's something you got to remember. But again, I don't want to get your hopes up. Is that going to be you? Absolutely not. I'm going to kill your dream right now. That's not going to be you. Even if you start at age 1, if you start as a baby, you're not getting close to that. Because, repeat, he has 66% annual returns. I don't know too many people that are getting that. Okay? But yeah, really take that number in. Now, to go along with the investing, something that he makes sure to note down is that risk and reward are always together. Meaning there is no risk-free investment. There's always some downside. And when you try to chase high returns, you often are going to find yourself at greater risk. So that guy, he finds himself at greater risk, but he knows what he's doing. More than likely, we do not. But just even think of it like this, right? When it comes to high risk, high rewards. CDs, that's called a certified deposits. You're probably thinking, well, that is a risk-free investment because whatever investment you get, that's what you're stuck with. Well, no, because what if interest rates actually increase and now you're stuck with this lower because you can't change it? Just because interest rates has increased for another CD doesn't mean that you can just take out and switch over to that. So again, that's a risk. You risk being stuck with this interest rate that may actually increase. Meaning if you would have just waited, you could have got a higher rate, right? So there is All right, even with federal like bonds and things like that, it's the same exact thing. And again, you have to keep your money there for a certain amount of time. You can't take it out, right? Really, seriously, when it comes to investing, there seriously is no risk-free investment, and that's what he makes sure to let everybody know. That no matter what you choose to do, there is going to be some downside. There is going to be some risk, so you have to decide what's going to be worth your risk tolerance. And as I always say, something like the S&P, that's a pretty good risk tolerance. You know, you're not risking too much. You have good odds. But remember, when you're trying to get those high rewards, high returns, you often find yourself at greater risk. Now, one of the most important, to me at least, things that he talks about in his books is learning to have humility. I think it's so important to have humility and also to learn from your mistakes. That's something else he goes over. Because when it comes to investing, especially when you first begin, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up, and you have to learn to learn humility. Accept that, hey, I messed up, I made a mistake, and learn from those mistakes so you can do better in the future. And know even then, even if I do better, there are still chances that I may mess up somewhere else. And always take failure as a chance to learn. That's what I always say. Failure is just an opportunity to learn. And that's something he goes over. Again, having humility and learning from your mistakes. I think it's so important to do that, especially when it comes to the world of finances. You might do a risk. You might lose thousands of dollars. Well, you know what? I lost $1,000, and I have to accept that. I have to move on. I have to know, hey, maybe next time let me do this instead of that. Let me maybe do a CD. Let me maybe go into a index fund like the S&P. Let me not try beating the market and things like that. Because again, when I know what I got into investing, I got into the monthly fuel. I was trying to just buy stocks. I was trying to beat them. I was trying to get high returns, and I did not understand the risk. And I learned quickly, and I learned from that. Right? If I ever do decide to go try chasing returns, again, it won't even be chasing. I will go into a company that is showing great potential of beating returns, and if it doesn't, then that's something that I will have to live with. That'll be my loss. But I have to be able to accept that loss and be okay with that loss. And that's what it's all about. So again, when it comes to almost anything, not even just from the world of finances, learn to have humility. And again, most importantly, learn to learn from your mistakes. And then the last key takeaway, which I could have paired with, the time thing where it comes to investing, time's a huge factor. But the ability and the power of compound interest. That is a huge part of this book, is compound interest and allowing your money to compound. You don't want your money just sitting somewhere not earning anything. If you just leave your money in the bank, it's not going to earn much of anything at all. You have to allow your money to compound if you want to actually obtain wealth, because that's going to be a huge contributor to wealth. If not even huge, the most and biggest contributor to your wealth is allowing it to compound. And especially over time, it goes back to the time when you start young, it gives it more time to compound. This will be a short one because, again, compounding, it kind of could have just went with the time. But seriously, allow your money to compound, whether it's investing, whether it's real estate, whatever investments you want to do. Again, allow it to compound over time. I always suggest to pick safe investments, but as he mentions, there is no risk-free investments. So, hey, you have your risk tolerance and someone else has a different one. So whatever is good for you, I'm not here to discourage you, but just know the risk and the rewards. But that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I'm gonna put the link down below so you guys can buy the book. You don't gotta buy it, but I would heavily suggest buying the book. It's really an amazing read. Teaches a lot more than what I said in the video. I just wanted to keep it short. I don't want to keep you guys all day, but there really is a lot to this book, and it really is helpful. Again, money is more than just like physical money. It's a huge mindset as well. What is your mindset when it comes to money? Seriously, it's going to help you discover that and help you progress in your future. But as always, it only takes 2 seconds to do this. 1 second to like, 2 seconds to subscribe. If you got anything from this video, please share it. Comment down below as well. And hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and peace out.